And speaking of going around Congress, we have another story here. Panetta, authority of UN, trumps Congress in getting approval for war on Syria. Following the controversy when last March, Panetta told the Senate Armed Services Committee, our goal would be to seek international permission, and we would come to the Congress and inform you to determine how best to approach this and whether or not we'd want to get permission from Congress. He's backed slowly off of some of those statements, but this time in regards to Syria, he actually said, in this situation, if the international action is taken pursuant to a Security Council resolution or under our treaty obligations with regard to NATO, that obviously we would participate with the international community, adding that Congress would only have influence later when it came to questions about funding the effort. So there you go. Congress basically has to fund it, but it doesn't matter anything else. So they're basically holding the checkbook on this one. Nothing else here that Congress does really matters. And it's all muddled in semantics, but the bottom line here is our president now believes he can do foreign military intervention without any congressional approval. It doesn't matter. And actually, Representative Walter Jones was on the Alex Jones radio show recently, and he made the comment that Obama is guilty of war crimes. We're going to take a look at that clip.
Sir, what do you predict as a senior member of the House of Representatives? What is going to happen? And if folks just tuned in, Representative Walter B. Jones of North Carolina is our guest. What is your response going to be if in the new year, or maybe even before, Obama just says, hey, I'm going to use executive order to take people's semi-autos?
Well, I'm going to say this, Alex. I think that the American people and the Congress will challenge in the federal courts because, again, in my humble opinion, I think that this is an overreach by this administration. And I will further say and remind the listeners that when he went into Libya, Jonathan Turley, who is a constitutional law professor at George Washington University, led the effort in the courts with Dennis Kucinich, Ron Paul, Walter Jones, Tim Johnson, and a couple of Democrats, I can't remember their name now, to continue the challenge that this president has bypassed Congress, and you cannot. And I think it's going to take a major court fight, and we've got to have, major leaders of our country, including people like you, Alex Jones, to say enough is enough. Because if not, this president has just, and I was upset with George Bush when we went into Iraq, so I want to be somewhat partisan on this, but I'm going to tell you this, that what Mr. Obama has done, starting with a number of issues, but particularly when he didn't even come to Congress and bombed Libya. If that's an international war crime.
And this isn't the only place where Obama is showing what kind of dictator he actually plans to be. In this other article we have by Paul Joseph Watson, Obama advances plan to bankrupt coal industry with new CO2 limits. EPA will enforce disastrous measures by dictatorial fiat, a theme we're seeing here repeatedly. During an interview with the San Francisco Chronicle in January 2008, when he was still a senator, Obama stated, if somebody wants to build a coal-powered plant, they can. It's just that it will bankrupt them. Now the enforcement of new measures which will force new plants to cut CO2 emissions by 50% and mandate investment in unaffordable technologies to bury carbon emissions underground marks the realization of Obama's 2008 promise to bankrupt the coal industry. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just about bankrupting the coal industry. This is also about bankrupting you and your family, because utility bills are now doubling in many cities across the country. So this isn't just going to affect some coal power plant somewhere on the edge of town. This is going to affect you in your living room every time you want to turn up the heat or turn the air conditioning on. And it's going to become a major component of most family budgets just to try and pay for your utility bills now. And basically, the whole bottom line here is it's going to lower America's standard of living. The quality of living is going to go down in order to save the earth. And actually, Aaron Dykes has an article in the newest edition of the InfoWars magazine, which we have right here, which, real quick, I just want to point out, you see on here, you see Obama sitting on the American flag, and it says, this man wants your guns. Alex actually thought of this cover right after the election happened. So this is something that we've known is coming for a long time, but it's chilling still to see this image and then see what's going on today. But in this article, Aaron Dykes writes, why Obama will revive the push for CO2 taxes, and the green agenda is about control and profits, not about saving the environment. And he discusses how estimates show these regulations alone would cost the United States economy some $700 billion. And the scope of involvement of globalist offshore entities that control the big banks mean the system is gamed from the beginning, and that these regulations amount to a virtual racket when it comes to insider trading of information on this. And whatever concerns we have about our environment, he continues, we will unintentionally be enabling our economic domination and the demise of the global economy through dangerous regulations like the one Obama is now beginning to unfold. And so either way, as you can see, it's a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship on all levels, economically and with our rights and with our congressional powers to declare war. Everything, all levels are being attacked right now.